Please bear with me, friends, for how bad I sound. Hopefully I don't sound as bad as I think I do. I really hope not. I have my daughter's virus, but I am so excited for this video, hoping I have my usual normal energy. Hello friends, happy Monday. So very excited that you're here. So very excited that I'm here even if I'm struggling with this cold slash virus. I was not happy to wake up sick this morning, honestly, because this past Friday, not only did Viz Media have manga licenses, but Yen Press, I think it was like, what, Thursday night, Wednesday? They're like, hey, we are going to be having license announcements at 9 a.m. Eastern. And I was like, whoa, right before Viz. And they went on for what, 2 hours, I think it was? And then Viz did theirs at 12, and I'm just gonna talk about the ones I'm most excited for or that I was happy to see. But before we talk about those things, this past week we had a new chapter of Magical Girl Dandelion. It was amazing. I am just blown away every single time I read a new chapter of how emotional and engaging this series is. Like, emotionally, it was phenomenal, as it always is, but really seeing our magical girl realize that she could come across scary to somebody, and then realizing like, oh, you know, I really need to comfort this person was really, really good. And then of course the action has been amazing, and seeing just how she's helping these people has been so rewarding as a reader. I continue to deeply love it. I think we all continue to deeply love it. Unfortunately, there was no Magical Girl Dandelion English license from Viz this past Friday, but hopefully, fingers crossed, that we will get one in this upcoming year. And as I shared, I did have a manga win from Yen Press. I was so giddy, over the moon. I forgot originally where I found out about this manga. I think it was on the top 20 list of That Manga Is Amazing. I know that I went through and I like bookmarked a lot of the winners from the end of last year, but I did not talk about it. And I think it's just because I got sick and then it just felt like too late, like the time was just not right. But anyway, but the manga that was my personal win was Suzuki-kun's Mindful Life. Oh my goodness, look how cute this cover is. I've only seen Japanese pages and I have just been head over heels for it. I really, really love and adore the concept of when you have like a man like him who's super buff, people are intimidated by him or like they feel like he's a delinquent, when he has a heart of gold, y'all. He has a heart of gold. He likes flowers, girly things, sweets, candy, all of that. And he has that heart of gold, but people misunderstand him. But he makes a friend, I'm assuming, who comes along and helps show people like he's a really great guy. I'm seated. I'm here for it. Again, that was on my manga license wish list. That is my second one that I've had this year, and I cannot wait to pick this up and actually read it and not just look at the illustrations, which were wonderful because I do follow the creator on Twitter, and that's how I saw a lot of the different pages, and I loved everything that I saw. I'm seated. I'm hyped. Thank you so much, Yen Press, for this. Now, technically, that was not the first shoujo that was licensed, though it was pretty alarming that for the first hour, there was no shoujo outside of a SHOUJOSEI light novel. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, Yen, please, like come through, come through. And so the first one that they actually announced that I'm going to be picking up physically and I'm really excited for is Double the Trouble, Twice as Nice. So I've had two friends recommend this to me recently. Giraffelope, I think I'm saying her name wrong. I will leave it, her hashtag or her username in the corner. She has gushed about how much she loves this and wants a physical, and my friend Fire has talked about it as well and how much she wanted a physical. This, I should say, is on Comic-Key. I did read the first 3 chapters and I loved it. Now, I do want to say there have been some people who have expressed really deep concern because the premise, and when you read the blurb that Yen Press actually has, it does sound alarming, but I trust these two ladies' recommendations, and so I wasn't worried that it was going to be something really weird. And I will say that the blurb that's on Comic-Key is different, and I feel like fits more of what I saw from the first 3 chapters that I read, which are free on there, because it's about a young man. He is an actual man, okay? But when we first meet him, he's actually a young child, and our main female lead, she is just having a hard time. It feels like she is overworking herself. She's not taking care of herself because she's just so focused on working. And then she goes to meet, it seems like her boyfriend, who ends up dumping her. And so she's coming home and she's just really defeated, I think. and I think she was really depressed, and that's when she comes across this kid and like on the sidewalk, and she's like, oh my goodness, let's take him home, because she was gonna call the ambulance, and she's like, I don't have any phone battery. I was like, girl, what a boon. But yeah, so she takes the kid home, and when she wakes up, he is not a kid anymore. He is a grown man. I think somebody said he's around 18. I will say that it's explained in the first 3 chapters that are free to read on Comic-Key that he has a necklace where he can turn into a child. So he's not a child turning into a man. He is a man who turns into a child. And there's nothing romantic between our female lead and when he's a child, at least in these first 2 chapters, and I feel confident that there will not be anything, because at the end of chapter 3, it was funny because she seems to be financially in a tight spot, and these people come to her door and they're like, we know that you're in there, you need to open up and answer the door. Well, he puts on his necklace and turns into a little child and answers the door. I don't know what happens, because then you had to use like keys after that, and there is a separate series that I read and could not get any keys on there because of that. But I loved it. I love the art. I love how the story is developing, and I definitely want to pick it up physically. It seems like it is going to be a blast, and I'm really excited that Yen Press licensed not just this one, but also there was a 3rd one, though it wasn't on my wish list. This wasn't either, but I had heard about it. But the next one is standalone, and it's called Neighborhood Craftsmen. And it is a series of stories about different people doing things with their hands. And I saw somewhere that it's set in the Edo period. I've also seen that this won an award, and it was nominated for another one last year. And I'm really intrigued about it. I haven't looked up anything specifically about this. I haven't looked up any pages or anything, so I really don't know much about it. But there was a lot of excitement and hype for it. And I too am very curious, because I think it would be really cool to see like set in a like much earlier time period and see how they craft things. And so I'm curious about that, and was really excited for a lot of friends who felt this was a really big win for them. I wish I could say the same thing about Viz licenses. We are not going to talk too much about it, honestly, because there's been a lot of discourse that's been online and a lot of things have happened. The biggest thing, though, shout out and congrats to everybody who was very excited for the Kingdom manga license. I am genuinely happy for you, friend. Like, that was shocking. I mean, we saw the leak, but it was a digital manga, so to find out that it is going to be a physical manga, and it's going to be, from what I've seen, it's going to be the singles, was pretty wild. It was really wild. The thing was, though, there was no SHOUJOSEI, no new SHOUJOSEI. I mean, you could say in the previous, and I think we talked about in my last manga news video, the previous manga license announcements did have one shoujo. That was the Nana, the 25th anniversary edition. It's going to be a 2-in-1 omnibus, and it's going to have the large trim, so it's going to be bigger size, which was a win. I did see for many people, but I was very disappointed that Viz didn't give us any SHOUJOSEI manga this time around, this actual set of license announcements. That was a really big disappointment. So I really hope that they're going to be delivering more licenses later this year. But there was one win for me when it comes to their licenses, and I had a little bit of mixed feelings, even though it definitely was a win. They announced they're going to have a Twisted-Wonderland box set, and it's going to include a bonus mini poster. And the reason I have mixed feelings on this is because I own all of the series. I bought it. I should have brought it out, but I bought them like as pre-orders as they were coming out, and I was like, oh, we have a box set. So I'm a little bit sad that I can't get this box set and support it. I don't think I'm going to sell my singles to get it just for the mini poster, even though I am very curious to see what it looks like. But at the same time, I feel like it's a really big win, because that means more people can get a Twisted-Wonderland, and that is always a wonderful thing in my opinion, because I love the game. I have done a first impression of the volume 1 of this box set, so if you're curious about my thoughts on it, and if you can enjoy the series as someone who maybe doesn't play the game or familiar with the characters, I talk about and address that too, so definitely check that out. But yeah, I felt this was the biggest win from their license announcements for me specifically, and I do hope that it does really well, especially considering that the anime is supposed to come out later this year, even though it hasn't been confirmed if we will get in the United States, which surely, hopefully, Disney's like, yes, we want to make some profit off of this, like, please license it for us fans in the US. Inklore had a license announcement as well, and I think it was this past week, and that's The Knight and Her Emperor. I don't really know if this would be counted, I say with quotes, SHOUJOSEI or not, but it does seem like it's geared towards a female audience. I did read, I'm not really sure how many chapters I read. I think I just read the first 2. It's about a young woman who ends up becoming a knight. It gave me some Mulan vibes in the beginning, because she's living with her family, and she, I think, was like loosely adopted into, I'm trying to figure, I can't remember what, if she was just like somebody's family member and then like her uncle and aunt took her in, but they didn't love her. At the end of the day, they did not love her. And so when they get the decree from whoever's in charge that they need to send their oldest child to war, or like the man of the household kind of thing, that the man, her father like figure, he doesn't want to go. He cuts the main girl's hair, makes her look like a boy, and then sends her off. And she has no idea what's going on. Of course, she's like crying and everything, but this, goodness, is he like a general? He's somebody in charge in the military. He sort of takes her under his wing. He helps her to become this prestigious knight, but there's so much like bad things coming against her, where like the other troops, when they find out she's a girl or a woman, they're like, oh, you cannot be here. You're gonna bring bad luck to us, and they kick her out. And just everywhere she goes, she is met with so much disrespect simply because she's a woman. Where I stopped, she ends up going back home, and they are not fond of her at all. Like, they're mean, she gets slapped, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so triggered right now from her family and how just mean they treat her. I am very curious about this. I don't know if I'm going to pick this up physically. I think I'm going to try and read some more chapters online, because I tried it out on my computer. I think it's on Tapas or Tappy Tunes. And anyway, I had to log in, and I was like, I don't know my login information on my computer, just my phone. So I didn't read ahead, but I really did like what I read. It's a little bit of a slower start, I feel, and that's why I want to give it more chapters to see. It is a romance. The ambitious young king, as they say. I don't have too many thoughts about him just yet, because we haven't seen a lot of him, but I'm curious to see how he's going to interact with the female lead, who is just completely awesome. So I don't really know if I'd recommend it just yet, but I definitely am wanting to read more because I'm really curious. So it does feel like it is a win. And speaking of wins, even though it's not a like manga or manhwa license, K-Manga did come out and say that they got having an idol-loving boyfriend is the best on K-Manga. I am so excited. I read volume 1 when it first released digitally, because this came out digitally with ebooks. I think there's like, we just talked about in the SHOUJOSEI calendar that there was volume 6 was coming out, and I want to pause. If you watch those videos and you see my graphics, I apologize to every fan of Outbride, because I realized after seeing my friend Being Queenie share her physical volume of Outbride that I accidentally forgot to include it in my release calendar, and I was so upset because the cover was so pretty. I don't read the series, but also SHOUJOSEI. I don't like missing anything, so I do apologize to the Outbride fans for missing that. That was just a mistake, accident on my part. I don't really know what happened. My guess is I just accidentally missed it. So again, I do apologize about that. But yeah, going back to the idol-loving boyfriend, there is supposed to be a new volume releasing from Kodansha this month, and I have wanted to read more of this series, but I didn't want to pay the physical money to get digital volumes. But I am 100% okay using my tickets to read ahead on K-Manga, so I was really, really excited to see that. And also, not a manga license either, but K-Manga is extending. They said they are now available in the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Taiwan, India, Mexico, and Brazil, with many more to come. I'm so happy that K-Manga is expanding. I wish Viz Media, like the app, would expand the same way K-Manga is. I know K-Manga has its own difficulties and issues with the point system and everything, but it's always such a wonderful thing when people can read manga legally in English on legit platforms. It makes my heart so happy and excited. So this was a huge win. So if you're in any of these countries, you, my friend, can officially read the manga that's on K-Manga. Very, very excited. And again, I hope that they have many more to come and that Viz Media, the app, would follow suit. I am really excited to mention this news. So we have talked about on this channel a few times. You might have even seen it online. Net Comics was closing down as a publishing house, and we were all really worried what was going to happen to The First Night with the Duke, Volume 7 specifically, because they had not given any updates. I even saw that they closed their Twitter account, and we're like, are we even going to get Volume 7? Yes, I've seen at least 3 different people. I'm going to share Belmar, her photo that she had, her tweet sharing her copy, but I have seen quite a few friends show physical copies, like my friend Zoe, she shared hers. There was somebody else that I'm thinking of that I'm blanking on, but there have been people. So if you've been wondering, did they publish or are they publishing Volume 7? They did, friends. as they did, and I'm really, really thankful because even though this series, I've read it like 3-4 times on webtoons, even though the series ends officially at volume 6, the side stories in volume 7 are so much fun, and I deeply, deeply enjoyed it. So I'm really, really happy that this happened, and I'm also really happy that I can share some anime news this week because I feel like I've been slacking on that, though not on purpose. One of them, I was really excited to see I'm not sure how this is. So Anne of Green Gables, we know that it got an anime announcement and they shared the official key visual calling it Anne Shirley. Now, I have not read Anne of Green Gables. I've never watched any movie, anything associated with it, so I have no knowledge about why they're calling Anne Shirley. Is that just who it is? Is that the main character's name? So bear with me for my ignorance there. But I think it looks great. Not only does the key visual look really good though too, but we also got the official teaser. I'm blanking on the word. Like, we got a teaser, like a mini trailer. I'll leave a link here too so you can watch it on YouTube rather than going to like Twitter. But it also looked really, really good. I love the animation. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's sort of, hopefully it's not bad to say, it sort of reminds me of Pippi Longstocking. And I mean that as a compliment because I loved that story growing up so much because of just how cool that she was. So I'm hoping, like, even if it's definitely, I know this is going to be a different story, that I hope that it has that heroine that's young and just a lot of fun and does a lot of cool shenanigans that are just typical kid things. So I'm really looking forward to it. I don't remember when they said this is releasing, but I do feel like it is coming this year. Speaking of coming this year, we got the official like teaser trailer for Hana-Kimi, the anime, and it looked good. Crunchyroll shared it of all places, and I was pretty shocked, but it looks amazing. I love the animation. I love how the characters look. I've never read the original series, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I was really excited to see it. I think I watched the trailer like 2 or 3 times, honestly, because it's just like, it's cool. Like they said, finally after 20 years, it's becoming an anime, and that just feels so surreal. I feel like now with like Kimi ni Todoke making, you know, it's come back with season 3, that no shoujo series is off the table for getting an anime at this point. So hopefully we'll continue to be very well fed. I'm excited to hear more about this. I don't remember off the top of my head either of when this was supposed to air, but it looks great, and I will be tuning in to at least try the first episode. Now we're going to go into the cover reveals, and it's funny when I start off with this first one, it is Girl Crush, and it's funny because last week I was going to share about this, and then I decided not to, because let me tell y'all, when we got the license of this is a shoujo manga, but it's being published under the Viz line instead of the Shoujo Beat line. I was like, Laura, if you try this, you're probably gonna like it because everybody I know who loves the series, who's deeply recommended it a lot, they have all said it reads like a sports manga, even though it's actually an idol story, like about singers. That was like, I said, I really think I'm gonna like it. So I ended up trying it, this past week. It was the very first thing I read this month. I ended up reading 16 to 18 chapters, I think it was. Y'all, it's added to my pre-order list. It's added to my pre-order list. I love this cover. So let me talk about the cover first. It looks so good. I am blanking on our main girl's name. I'm blanking on a whole bunch of names. I do apologize this morning, but I really enjoyed this. So when I first read it, I thought it was engaging. I wasn't overly hooked. You're getting to know the characters, and it's set up differently, and I feel like our main girl is almost perfect. She's not, but she has this goal in mind, and she's aiming to be like this perfect girl for this certain person. And I was like, I don't really know. But then we meet her rival, and she's so relatable, so sweet, very passionate about singing. It's interesting because this rivalry fuels our main girl into wanting to be an idol herself, even though that wasn't like her original dream. It wasn't even something I think she even considered, but she was like, I'm gonna be better than you in every way, and decides, well, if she's gonna be an idol, I'm gonna be an idol too, which is an interesting take. But that right there is where I started to become hooked on this series. It was so good. The dance scenes were everything, and seeing this contrast between our main female lead and her rival was written so compellingly, and I was just like, this is not a romantic series. I think everybody said there's no romance. I mean, our main female lead has a crush on somebody, and the way that scene was done, so good. I loved it all. Once I got in, locked in, I was in, you know what I mean? Like, it was just amazing, and I'm excited to get it physically, even though it was not on my TBR, and even though Past Me was right, that if I tried it and I liked it, I would want it, and yeah, I did. Oh yeah, that's exactly what happened to me, so wanted to share about it because I love the cover. Definitely would recommend if you were looking for a sports shoujo manga, even if it's about singing, yeah, I would say give this series a try. I mean, like I said, I liked what I read in the beginning, I just wasn't overly hooked, but then I'm not really sure how many chapters, but I do feel like between 5 to 6 chapters. Honestly, again, when that rival shows up and we see a scene happen at school, that is where I was invested. That's where I was ready, because it was just nothing like I've read. And for like, at least for sports manga, and I haven't read like overwhelming amount, but I feel like for shoujo, usually there's always this romantic plot line, and I sort of thought I would need that to be engaged, and no, I don't. So I'm really excited. I just had to share about it and recommend it because it was great. And also from Viz, Colette Decides to Die, Volume 3. I love this cover. It's so sweet, and Colette just looks so innocent and just, she looks precious. I love it. I love them both. Really, really enjoying the series. I do have the second omnibus on my TBR pile right now. I need to get reading on it because I feel like I'm behind. But yeah, I'm really, really excited. And let's go on to Kodansha because they had a new new cover reveal. I love this. I think this honestly might be my favorite cover out of everything we're talking about today, and that is Volume 1 of Roar, A Star in the Abyss. Love this cover. So engaging. The first cover was good, or the original cover, Japanese cover was good, but Kodansha really leveled it up and just made this first volume cover so much more engaging in my opinion. I'm not one that rushes off to get things because of cover love, but this one, I am very tempted. It's just a beautiful cover. It's one that you would have facing out on your shelf because it's just so stunning. I don't remember much about what that manga specifically was about because it wasn't high on my radar, though I do know it's a Josei manga, but the Yen Press had a bunch of cover reveals because I love Yen Press so much. And the first one I want to talk about is In Another World, My Sister Stole My Name. I love the purple for this cover. It is beautiful. I've already pre-ordered my copy. I just did that earlier this week. Really, really excited that the other guy is on the cover compared to the first. This is like a love triangle-like series. It has those vibes. I don't know if it's gonna be official love triangle, but I'm seated because I love both the dudes in the story for different reasons. They're night and day, but it's perfect. Really, really, really excited to continue this series. It comes out next month. It's definitely one of my most anticipated reads coming out that I want to definitely continue. And it's not just that one because I think the next one, is April Showers Bring May Flowers. I love Volume 1 and I was a little bit unsure if I wanted to continue it, but I don't know why that is because I love Volume 1, but I just was like, well, maybe I didn't love as much as I thought. So I recently skim run it and I was like, Laura, I love it. So I also pre-ordered this one. I'm very curious where this series is going to go because it ended on a cliffhanger with Volume 1. The girl on the left of this cover, let's just say she's not quite as sweet as she seems to appear to be. And so I'm like, are you what kind of character are you? I've got questions about her, but I really, really enjoy it. Really looking forward to reading more. And this next one is for my friend Danielle, and that is A Failure at God School, Volume 1. This is by the same creator as the Apothecary Diaries, and she has recommended and gushed so much about this series that she's like, I really think you would like it. You need to try it, and I'm gonna try it. I forgot to pre-order it in my recent order, and I was sort of upset myself because I pre-ordered Volume 6, A Fiancé Chosen by the Ring, and I had already pre-ordered it. I was like, I have no memory of this, but my list says that I did. And I was like, I could have used it to get The Failure at God School, so I have to wait to get this one. But I'm really excited. I definitely hope that I love it because I know my friend Danielle loves it so much, and again, she just recommended it so much to me, and she's definitely out of my immediate circle one of the biggest hype fans, hype girls for the series. So I'm really excited to see what the hype's all about because I definitely know when Yen Press licensed it, there were a lot of people really, really excited. And last but not least, the one I want to feature is When I Became a Commoner, They Broke Off Our Engagement, Volume 5. I still have not read Volume 4. I need to get it. Yeah, as you can see, I only have Volumes 1 through 3 right here. But I love the cover of Volume 5. I love how happy she looks. I can't remember if she looks overly, she looks sort of happy here, not happy here, and not happy here. And I don't remember what she looks like on the cover of Volume 4, but I feel like it wasn't the happiest expression either. So to see her genuinely smiling on the cover of Volume 5, I feel like that means there's been a turning point, because honestly, I haven't gotten Volume 4 yet because I have done a review in one of my manga reading wrap-up videos saying that this I thought was going to be cute and fluffy, and no, I cried. There was a lot Law of Devastation. I love volume 2 though, I was hooked. And then volume 3, I thought there was going to be more appearances with this guy, and I do see he's on the cover of volume 5, so I'm glad that means he is sticking around, or at least hopefully. I was just a little bit like caught off guard that I expected one thing but got something else. It wasn't bad, it was just because, again, I had those expectations. So I've been nervous to get volume 4, but my friend Holly said volume 4 was really, really good. So I need to get up on it. I need to get up on it because I feel like seeing the cover of volume 5 has like stirred my excitement for the series again, and not being so worried that it's going to be like really sad. Though I can imagine it will have some sad vibes, but I hope that since even her ex-fiance, I guess you would call him, is smiling, that maybe yes, that there's some good things that are happening. So if you've read volume 4, come gush to me about if, like, I guess if you loved it or enjoyed it, of why I need to hurry up and get it, so that I will hurry up and go get it. And last but not least, 7Cs put out their February reader survey. Go fill it out and tell them what you want, what you're excited for, what licenses you would love to see, also what like you are looking forward to of their releases. I just filled out mine. I don't know how to say the manga, so I'm gonna leave my friend's tweet here because my friend Phantom got me interested in this series. This is not a shoujo. It is a seinen manga that is serializing in the Harta magazine, and it just looks so fun. It looks so fun. Like, there was recently a cover reveal for volume 4, volume 5, and I love it so much. I don't have it on me, so I do apologize, I can't share it, but I want this series so bad. It looks like it would be a blast. So that's what I put on there. For Manhwa, I put The Dragon King's Bride and Marry My Husband, because I'm still asking for Marry My Husband in English. Physically. This is on webtoons. I couldn't think of any light novels, so I should have done, there was news about number 6 that it's getting a new light novel, like I think it's a sequel series. I should have done that one, and then that was it. I still don't know of any series that 7Cs publishes that I would want reprinted. So if you have any like suggestions, I will make a note to put that on next month's survey, because yeah, I'm like, I don't know what you publish that I would want reprinted, because things I want reprinted aren't published by you, so I really don't know. But yes, friends, that is everything I have for you today. Thank you for being with me throughout this video, as I sounded really stuffy even though I took medicine beforehand, so that I'd hopefully sound the best. But I'm really excited for the manga win that I had, for different shoujo releases coming, different shoujo anime coming. It's going to be a good year, and I'm excited and looking forward to all of the things. But I would love to hear from you. What are you most excited for? Did you get any license wins? Please let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!